I'm going to see if I can make some animal prints using UV resin. Now I'm going to be using the low viscosity one because I want it to lay quite flat to start with. I'm going to be using some transparent liquids and some mica powder. Before I get started, what I'm going to do is pour a base and cure those up. And I want to pour a white base and a black base, just to see if there's a real big difference. It's really easy to pour a base. All you need to do is put some of your UV resin like this into a silicone jug, and make sure you're in an area where there's no natural light or UV light, because if not it will cure up, as Stevie has found out many times before. Give your bottle a bit of a shake. This is a black. Put a couple of drops in and then give it a stir. Now if you have this too thick or very pigmented, then it's going to take a little bit longer to cure because the light has to transfer through it. So also shine it through the bottom of your moulds. That's all nicely mixed in now, and all I have to do is pour in my base colour. I don't want this too deep because obviously I'm going to have to run some other colours over the top of this. All I want is for it to completely cover the base. That should be deep enough. And then once we've got all that covered, what I'm going to do is go around it with a little bit of flame here, just to pop any of the bubbles that may have got caught in it. And then all we need to do is cure these up like this. And I'm using my normal little UV lamp. It cures up really, really quickly. And I'll shine it from this side, but then I will also turn that over and shine it through the base as well. And the reason I do that is when you've got pigment in it, you get a much more even cure, especially with these dark ones. Look, even though that is dark, you can still see those lights are shining through them. So it will cure those up lovely. They've all cured up really well now. And what I need to do is start practicing with the drops. You'll have to excuse me if I don't get the colours right here, because as you know, I am colourblind, and so I'm just going to be using any colours. But you use the colours that you want to do if it works out right. What I'm doing is popping a little bit of the UV resin there, and now I'm going to mix in a tiny bit of colour to this. Not too much. I don't want it oversaturated. And again, I'm using the low viscosity UV resin because I think this is one that's going to work better. Now I'm going to put some random dots in, but I don't want them really to dome up. Just popping them on like this, just moving them about a little bit. Different sizes. Now what I'm going to use is a slightly different colour in there as well. Give that a good mix in, and then put a little drop of that inside those drops. And then I'm going to go for one more colour, which is a lot darker, I think. I'm going to go around the edges here like that. I'm using a micro brush here. You know I use them an awful lot. Now, it might have been better to do this one like this after I've cured them. So what I'm going to do is do another test on this side with one and then put this black on it or this dark on it after it's cured. And we can compare the two. Yeah, because that all seems to have run into itself. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this one, and then we can compare the two when I put this darker colour around it. I've got my spots on there now, so let's cure this up before we go ahead and do this one. Now I want to try and avoid getting that cured, that little puddle there cured, because I want to use that in a second. There we go, those dots are nice and cured, and so is that. So I'm going to use this darker colour now. Now it's come out a very pretty pattern, that one though. So it might be a great technique to use anyway, even if it doesn't make animal prints. That's those all covered. They look a bit like fried eggs to me, but we will see. I'm just going to cure them up. So that's them both all cured up now. I'm really liking the way this pattern's come out here. I've not tried that with UV resin before, so this might be a new one. Now all I'm going to do is put a thin layer over the top. I'm not doming it. I don't want to dome it. That's all cured up. Now with the black one, what I'm going to do is something slightly different. I want to see if I can get this to look like a giraffe pattern. So I'm going to kind of give it lots of different shapes here with the UV resin. So they're the angular shapes put in. Now I'm not sure that that's looking like a giraffe, but I am liking it. So let's cure these two up, and then we can fill these ones with that sludgy mudgy colour. So that's all nice and cured. So let's fill these little pockets up with this sludge colour. All I'm using is a micro brush to do this with. Well, they're both cured up. All I'm going to do now is pop a top layer over the top of these. Well, these have cured up now, so let's take them out of the mould. I wouldn't say that looks like animal prints. I would say that looks more like little fried eggs. That's not too bad for a giraffe print, actually. I quite like that one. I'm loving the way that has come out, although it does seem to have lost some of its traction on the black background. And again there. So I've got my colours mixed up here, and I've also got these cured as well, and I've done a clear one each side to see what happens. And again, I'm going to be using a micro brush to put these dots in. Now I want them to be quite heavy because we want them to blend into each other. It's almost like a pour, isn't it? We don't want the whole base done in it. Some of that clear or some of the other white or the black shine through. And I'm going from light colour. I want these ones to look like flames, I suppose. Fiery! Right, so there's that one. Let's see what it's going to look like going on the black. I'm not sure it's going to show so much on this black, but we will see. And all I'm doing is dropping that directly into, and I'm not dropping much, directly into the centre of each one of those. So now we've got all those dots in, what I'm going to go round is with a black, again as we did before, but I'm going to go round each one of the whole of the circles to try and get that to blend in. And then on this one, I'm going to go round with a white. I'm going to burst any bubbles that may have come up, and then give this about 2 or 3 minutes to blend into itself like it did with the other one. I think they've been left long enough now, so it's time to cure them up. These have all cured up, and I've also put a dome on that. So let's undo these and have a look and see how well they've come out. Massive thank you as well to everyone that got me a coffee last month. If it wasn't for you people, at the moment, I really couldn't keep it going. And I know things are tight at the moment, so it's even more appreciated. So thank you. And a big thank you to all my members as well, whose names are coming up now. I love this mould. It's got like a beveled edge to it as well. It really gives you a great finish. Well, they're all finished now. I love the way they've come out. The one with the black background has come out really well. It's worked so well with that white. And the same with the white one. I think it does look quite flame-like and really, really pretty. The clear one itself, that has come out nice, but obviously we're using transparent colours, so that's going to pick up what other colours is behind it. And the same for that one as well. And the giraffe one, that is definitely a success for an animal print. That one, I'm not quite sure what that is, because I don't think there's any fried egg animals out there. But again, I love the way these colours have gone. So, even though it was an experiment, one worked, the rest didn't work, and I never mind showing my failures either. We did get a great result on how to blend these UV resins and how well they merge into each other. I think I would have liked that better if I hadn't have put quite so much black in it, but we live and learn. I hope you've enjoyed this. Everything I've used today, links can be found in the description below. Take care, enjoy your resin. Bye.